There's a specific moment most people experience, often more than once in their life. You're waiting for the right time, the right resources, the right permission from someone or something outside yourself before you allow yourself to actually change. You pray for strength, you wait for a sign, you manifest, you visualize, you ask the universe for help. And somewhere in that asking, there's an assumption sitting quietly underneath all of it, that the power you need is out there somewhere, separate from you, and your job is to locate it and request access. Today, I want to walk through why that assumption is backwards, not as a motivational claim, but through an actual mechanism in your brain and two ancient traditions with zero historical contact with each other that arrived at the exact same conclusion centuries apart. The conclusion is simple to state and genuinely difficult to fully absorb. The creative power you're asking for has never been separate from you. It has been operating through you the entire time, often without your awareness, sometimes in spite of your doubt. Chapter 1. The Reticular Activating System. Here's the mechanism, and it's worth understanding precisely because it explains something genuinely strange about how perception works. Your brain receives roughly 11 million bits of sensory information every second. Conscious awareness can process somewhere around 40 to 50. The overwhelming majority of what's available to you right now in this room is being filtered out before it ever reaches conscious thought. The structure responsible for this filtering is called the reticular activating system, a network at the base of the brain that decides, largely based on what you already believe is relevant, safe, or possible, which of those 11 million bits get promoted to your conscious attention. This is why two people can walk through the identical room and notice completely different things. It's why once you decide to buy a certain car, you suddenly see that model everywhere. Not because more of them appeared, but because your filtering system started promoting information it had been discarding all along. Here's the part that matters for this conversation. This filtering system doesn't just filter neutral information like car models, it filters opportunities. It filters which possibilities even register as real options worth considering. If, at a subconscious level, you do not believe a certain kind of change is available to you, your reticular activating system will continue filtering out the very evidence, resources, and openings that would suggest otherwise, not because they aren't there, but because your filter has been trained not to flag them as relevant. This means the limitation most people experience isn't a lack of opportunity in the world. It's a subconscious filter that was trained, often very early, to discard evidence of your own capability before it ever reaches conscious awareness. Chapter 2. What two unconnected traditions already said. Centuries before anyone could map the reticular activating system, two traditions, separated by geography, language, and theology, with no meaningful historical contact, arrived at versions of the same insight. In the Vedantic tradition of ancient India, there's a phrase, Tat Tvam Asi, thou art that. The teaching holds that the same creative consciousness that underlies and animates the entire universe is not separate from the individual self. It is the same substance, temporarily appearing as a separate, limited person, but never actually divided from the source it came from. This wasn't framed as arrogance or grandiosity. It was framed as recognition, seeing accurately what had been true the entire time, rather than acquiring something new. In the Christian mystical tradition, a related idea appears in the concept of being made in the image of the divine, not a physical resemblance, but a claim that the same creative, generative capacity present in the divine source is present in some real sense within the human being made from it. Meister Eckhart, the medieval Christian mystic, wrote that the eye with which we see God is the same eye with which God sees us, collapsing the assumed distance between the human and the divine into something closer to continuity. Two traditions, two languages, two theological systems with no shared lineage, one converging claim. The power, the creative source,
The thing you're tempted to locate somewhere outside yourself was never actually separate from you in the first place. Chapter 3. Why this isn't just a nice idea. Here's where the ancient claim and the modern mechanism meet, and where I want to be precise rather than inflate what we actually know. If your reticular activating system filters reality based on subconscious belief, then a belief like the power to change my life is out there separate from me and I'm waiting for access is not a neutral statement. It actively trains your filtering system to discard evidence of your own capability, your own resourcefulness, your own creative agency, because that belief tells your brain such evidence isn't relevant. Conversely, a genuine embodied shift toward the creative capacity I need has been operating through me, even when I couldn't see it, retrains that same filter to start promoting exactly the evidence, opportunities, and internal resources that belief implies should exist. This is not the same claim as if you believe it, it will happen. That overstates what we know and slides into magical thinking the data doesn't support. What's actually measurable is narrower and I'd argue more interesting. Belief about your own capability changes what your brain allows you to perceive as available to you. The world doesn't necessarily change. What you're capable of noticing and acting on does. What remains genuinely unresolved is why a belief, something with no physical mass, has this much power over a biological filtering system evolved primarily for physical survival, not abstract self-concept. We can measure that it happens. The complete mechanism for why a story about yourself reaches all the way down into automatic perceptual filtering is still being mapped. Chapter 4. The Evidence Audit. Here is a specific practice, not a vague suggestion, to begin retraining that filter. Step 1. For the next 7 days, keep a running note, your phone, a journal, anywhere accessible, titled Evidence, nothing else. Step 2. Every time something happens, however small, that demonstrates you handled something, solved something, showed up for someone, or did something slightly outside your comfort zone, write it down. Not achievements in the traditional sense, evidence. You stayed calm in a hard conversation. You figured out a problem without help. You kept a commitment when it would have been easier not to. Step 3. Most people doing this honestly will discover their list is significantly longer than their subconscious belief about their own capability would have predicted. This gap between actual evidence and believed capability is precisely where the reticular activating system has been filtering selectively. Step 4. At the end of 7 days, read the entire list in one sitting. Notice what it's actually evidence of. Not luck, not circumstance, a consistent, demonstrated capacity that was operating the entire time, whether or not you were consciously crediting yourself for it. This is the practical version of Tvam, not a mystical leap of faith, a deliberate audit of evidence your own filtering system has been discarding. A filtering system at the base of your brain, a phrase from ancient India, a line from a medieval Christian mystic, 3 completely different sources pointing at the same conclusion from 3 different angles. The power you've been waiting for permission to access was never located outside you. It has been operating through you, filtered out of your own awareness by a belief that told your brain not to notice it. The mystery of exactly why belief reaches this deep into perception remains genuinely open. What's no longer in question is that it does. Try the 7-day evidence audit this week. Drop evidence in the comments if you're starting today. Subscribe for more decoded consciousness content every week. You are the architect of your own frequency.